What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Fantasy Puck video. It's Chris, and today I'm going to be covering our Week 7 preview for you guys. Shout out to all you guys that commented on the last weekly preview and let me know how many of you are streaming players, whether your league size or if you were leaving room for players. I was very interested to see. I was actually very surprised at how many of you, even in like 10-team leagues, are streaming players, or at least like leaving a spot open to give you guys that option to stream players if you need to. So that gave us a lot of really good insights. So thank you guys if you left a comment. This week, I want to know, like, just give me like a 1 out of 10. How would you rate your goaltending so far? I know a lot of the elite guys have really performed, especially like Markstrom's a big one that we've really been high on, especially at the beginning of the year, that he just hasn't really panned out, or at least hasn't really played at the level we expected him to. Same thing with like Vasi as well, like, and Igor, like they're all kind of just like not performing at that elite level that we saw kind of towards the end of last season, but you know, still a lot of hockey left. So let me know in the comments down below, like maybe just let me know who your goalies are and give me like a 1 out of 10 on how would you rate your goaltending so far this season. Guys, also, if you're interested, make sure that you join our Discord. We have a huge fantasy hockey community. If you guys have any questions about trades, players, ads, drops, as well as if you guys just want to be a part of a big fantasy hockey community, our community is constantly growing and our Discord is constantly growing as well. So definitely make sure that you join us on Discord for that. As well as, guys, be sure that you're following us on Twitter. Don does a really good job at keeping us up to date with all of the latest trends and lineup changes and players being brought up, sent down, who's playing power play one. There's so much value there. If you guys are curious about your fantasy hockey season, definitely make sure that you follow us on Twitter. As well as we have a lot of premium options for you guys as well in our Patreon, including our trade analyzer and our player projections. And we just recently added a private Patreon Discord channel for you guys. If you guys have any questions or stuff like that, make sure that you guys have priority if you guys are Patreon members. We're also doing a Movember campaign for the month of November, guys. Mike and I really wanted to use men's health as a forefront of discussion, especially for this month. And we feel like it's just something that's like not touched on enough and should be, you know, on the forefront of conversations, especially throughout the entire year and not just the month of November. So raising money towards men's mental health as well. Guys, if you want to donate, there will be a link in the description. We are matching donations. We're going to probably donate to us as well, but we're matching donations up to $500. So make sure that if you guys are interested in donating, please do. It's a really good cause, and that would really mean a lot to Mike and I especially. As well as, guys, if you're interested, make sure that you sign up for Prize Picks and you use code PUCK. They will match your deposit up to $100, and so if you guys are interested in doing that, make sure that you use code PUCK. Definitely check out Prize Picks if you guys are interested in that. Let's move on to the video. All right, this week is very interesting for a couple of reasons. Number one, we have American Thanksgiving on the Thursday, which means there are 0 games being played that night. So it kind of crams everything else into the rest of the week. And there's really only 2 off nights, which are the 22nd and the 27th, which would be the Tuesday and the Sunday. Everywhere else, there's like, as you can see, there's like a bunch of teams that are playing 4 games this week. So it's going to be difficult to kind of, you know, find areas and places to fit players in if you're streaming them. So definitely make sure that you're targeting some of the teams down below. We have 6 teams that have 4 games and 1 off night. And then LA is the only team that has 2 off nights in which they're playing for this week. Even though they only have 3 games playing, there isn't a single team that is playing 4 games that has 2 off nights. So kind of pick your poison there, and we'll give you guys a bunch of different options for you guys in terms of a player. Moving on to the worst schedule of the week, guys. The Monday, the Wednesday, the Friday, and the Saturday are all incredibly busy. As I said, there's no games on the Thursday at all, so that's why there's only 4 there. And there's only 3 teams that play 2 or less games. So if you guys have multiple players on this teams, chances are that you're going to want to be streaming a guy, at least one guy throughout the week. So definitely make sure that you guys adjust accordingly based off the schedule. And for our forward streamers, let's start things off with Adam Henrique of the Anaheim Ducks. He's dual eligible center and left wing and is 4% owned. Has a really favorable schedule for you guys. Plays 4 games this week, including the Sunday, which is one of the off nights, which is the 27th. But Henrique has 7 points in his last 6 games and just been on an absolute heater as of late. He's playing line 1 with Trevor Zegras and Troy Terry, and he's also playing power play 1 as well. So I expect Henrique's ownership to go up quite a bit this week. So definitely make sure that you guys grab him if you can. He's only 4% right now, but like I said, I expect that to jump, especially given the schedule this week. And he plays 4 games, and he's dual eligible on top of that if you guys are counting positions in your guys' league. So you should be able to fit him in all 4 games. So make sure that you grab Henrique. He's definitely my favorite forward streamer for this week. Shane Pinto is only center eligible. He's 16% owned and has really been kind of underwhelming as of late, especially. He's a very streaky scorer, but at the same time, he's going to get you some shot volume. And recently what Ottawa's done is they've moved Drake Batherson down to play with Pinto on that third line. Pinto was supposed to kind of slot into a top 6 role, but they ended up putting Derek Brassard there for some reason. And they've just been shuffling their middle 6 a lot of the time, guys. But Pinto is now playing with Batherson, which is a really big thing. So I want exposure to Pinto if possible. 16% owned, so again, should be pretty available to you guys. Has a really good schedule, again, same as Anaheim. Plays on the Sunday if you guys need to stream a guy late in your week. And as long as he has exposure to Batherson, like, I think he's solid. He'll get you shot volume, and that's pretty much the bare minimum that you should expect out of Pinto. But he's been known to get on the score sheet quite a bit this year. He's got 7 goals, so I expect Pinto to have a pretty good week, especially if he's playing with Batherson. Kuzmenko is now only left-wing eligible. He's 25% owned, and again, just plays really well into the schedule for this week. 21st, the 23rd, the 26th, and the 27th. The big key here between the difference between really Pinto and Henrique and Kuzmenko is Kuzmenko plays on the Saturday and the Sunday, so Vancouver does have a back-to-back that day. And you know what? Kuzmenko has 2 points in his last 5 games, but he's still playing with Elias Pettersson, and he's still getting power play time as well. So I still think he's a pretty solid streaming option for you guys. And even though Vancouver hasn't been good, Kuzmenko's still finding a way to produce and still finding a way to contribute. So I recommend picking him up if you guys need a streamer in that sense as well. Or if you kind of want to stream a guy later in your week, like say, for example, if you have multiple ads during the week, you can go, yeah, let me take Henrique for the first 3 games. And then on the weekend, let me take Kuzmenko because they're playing a back-to-back Saturday, Sunday. Moving on to Grundstrom and Kaliev, and this is kind of like preference-based. I included both because they both have value in a sense. Grundstrom is 3% owned and should be like readily available to everybody in any league. And the big thing with Grundstrom is he's going to get you a lot of shot volume and he's going to get you a lot of hits. And that's kind of the trade-off with him and Kaliev. Kaliev is more power play oriented in that sense, and that he's able to find power play points every once in a while because he is playing on power play too, and he is seeming to get more points in general than Grundstrom has. They're both left wing, right wing eligible. They both have the same schedule. Obviously, they have 2 off nights this week as well. So definitely make sure that you are checking. You probably want to grab one of them just because, again, they play on 2 of the off nights and you're guaranteed you can get them for 2 games. So it just depends on like what you're interested in. If you guys don't count hits, for example, maybe Kaliev's a better option for you guys. He is 22% owned, but he does seem to be producing a lot better than Grundstrom. Or if you just guys want like peripheral volume, like shots and hits, I think Grundstrom, is a much better option for you guys. Moving on to defense, we have Cam Fowler, and it just seems like Anaheim's just been a lot better as of late. I don't know what it is, or at least their players are producing. Cam Fowler is now on power play 1 as well. Klingberg is now playing on power play 2. He hasn't really been good at all, but Fowler has really stepped up. He's got 6 points in his last 3 games, and he does get you quite a bit of peripheral stats as well. So I think Fowler, again, is a really good option for this week, and he might be a really good option just going forward in general if he continues to produce like this and see power play 1 time in Anaheim, because that first power play is actually like pretty good. Again, pretty good schedule. Plays 4 times this week. You get him on the Sunday as well. So if you need to stream a D, I think Fowler's a really good option. JJ Moser is somebody that we've been keeping around and somebody that Don actually brought up to me recently. He's got 4 points in his last 5 games, and he'll get you a couple shots and a couple hits every single game. So I think he's like a pretty solid option. Chances are you don't have exposure to, you're getting exposure with Moser on that first power play because he does play with Ghost. Chances are you can't pick up Ghost because of his ownership and because of how good he's been. So Moser is like just a really good second option for you guys. And like I said, he's got 4 points his last 5 games. Plays on the first power play. He'll get you a couple shots, couple hits, couple blocks, and just kind of like touch every category for you. So just given the schedule, I think it's a pretty good stream for the week. And he's 5% owned. So if Fowler for whatever reason is taken in your guys' league, Moser's a solid option. Moving on, we have Brendan Dillon of the Winnipeg Jets. This guy is just an absolute hit machine. So if you guys count hits or if you guys need to stream a player this week that gets a lot of hits. Brendan Dillon's a really good option for you guys. He's 8% owned, should be readily available. He'll get you a couple shots, get you a couple blocks as well if you guys do count that. But this guy's an absolute hit machine. Plays over 20 minutes a night, so pretty consistent in that sense as well. And then finally, guys, we have Matt Roy of the LA Kings. He's 14% owned. You're guaranteed to get him for at least 2 games this week. The 22nd, the 25th, and the 27th are very favorable, obviously. And again, this guy has a really, really high shot volume. He's 19th amongst defensemen in shots, so he has a very high shot volume. So if you guys need shots, Matt Roy is a really good option for you guys. Other than that, he kind of sprinkles his way into different categories. It's not a lot by any means. He hits every once in a while. He blocks every once in a while, but he's really known for his shot volume. So if you guys want just, again, an added shot volume to your guys' week and you're able to get him in 2 games, Matt Roy is a really good option. Finally, we have our Week 7 goalie streams. Somebody that I've really been keeping an eye on as well, just kind of like in the background, is Peter Kochetkov of the Carolina Hurricanes. We saw him in the playoffs last year when Freddie got injured, and now that Freddie is injured again, it seems that Kochetkov is back in the lineup. Him and Ranta are just splitting games back and forth so far, and he's actually been really good. And you should see him match up against Arizona this week, which again is a favorable matchup. But unfortunately, he's on one of the busy nights. So if you guys don't like one of your matchups on the night of the 23rd, definitely check out Kochetkov. And then they do play a back-to-back later in the week as well against Calgary, who's been kind of average at best. So if you guys are interested in holding on to him for the rest of the week, I would do that as well, just considering the fact that he's been really good and you're getting Carolina exposure as a goaltender. So Kochetkov is a really good streaming option. Aiden Hill was here last week as well, and it does seem that, again, we want to target favorable matchups, and Vegas is, again, just an absolute wagon, guys. Like, this team's unbelievable. So they do get matched up against Vancouver this week on a back-to-back, and Aiden Hill should get that start. So if you need to stream a goalie, Aiden Hill's there as well. If you guys can't find a goalie, Spencer Martin finishes off the week against San Jose on the 27th, which is the Sunday, and he is 5% owned. So he should be readily available to you guys if you guys can't get your hands on one of these other 3 goaltenders. Spencer Martin, again, like Vancouver's been bad, but San Jose's been just as bad, so that'll kind of be like a battle of the bottom there. And Spencer Martin, you know, is going to start because it's on a back-to-back and it's on an off night. So again, a good option to kind of finish off your week if you need another goalie start, or if you just if you just feel like streaming another goalie and adding to your save bonus, or again, like that matchup's gonna be tough because they're both really bad, but like Spencer Martin has been awful as of late, actually. So I'd recommend picking him up. You guys do need a goalie at the end of your week. At the beginning of the week, however, Jake Allen gets matched against Buffalo, which is on an off night. It's one of 2 games on the Tuesday. So if you guys have Jake Allen available to you, I know he's 38% owned. The other option is if you don't have Allen available to you guys, you could go and you could stream. Montembeault hasn't been bad. Okay. You could definitely stream Montembeault, and they're playing against Columbus, who Columbus has not been good by any means. So like Montembeault is another really good option, and he should be available to you guys as well. I believe his ownership is less than 5%. So definitely make sure that you check him out. The only bad thing is that they're on a back-to-back. But again, like they're playing Columbus, which is a bad team. But I'd prefer the Jake Allen start against Buffalo because Buffalo's just been equally as bad. And Jake Allen's been pretty solid. Montembeault has statistically been better, but I feel like he just gets a lot of those back-to-back starts and those favorable matchups. So again, you either get Jake Allen on the 22nd against Buffalo if he's available to you guys, or you guys can get Sammy Montembeault against Columbus on the back-to-back, which is the only downside to Montembeault is the fact that it's on one of the busier nights of the week and you might not be able to fit him in. But it is technically a favorable matchup. So guys, that's going to do for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and hit that subscribe button as well. We got a bunch of fantasy hockey content coming for you guys just as things kind of start to settle and there's more of a sample size around certain players. We're going to be producing a lot more fantasy hockey content, and we'll definitely update you guys on certain players, what to do, trades, everything like that. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, let me know in the comments down below how you feel about your goaltending. Just give me like a 1 out of 10 and who your goalies are and how you're feeling about it. But guys, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of the day.